On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Ethan crashes into a lot of cars and Tony becomes a waiter. We talk about the week's biggest news and answer your questions. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
I'm just now looking at what you played this week.
I didn't really play much of anything, so I've got a couple of options.
Like you read the intro off, and I'm like, wait, he played what now?
So it was not a week filled with much in the way of games for me, but I did play a couple of things, so
Okay.
we can talk about it. I'll do mine. I guess I can do mine really quick since it's not super exciting, and then yours is way more interesting. So
Yeah, since we brought it up.
I played like half an hour of The Witcher.
Nice.
So it was free on GOG this week. If you've
Wait,
played it on
which one? The first one?
Witcher 3.
Okay, so you were telling me it was free, and I went and looked. It wasn't free.
Well, here's what you have to do. It's free if you have it on console. And so what I did was I went to my Xbox and I downloaded the Xbox version of it because it's free on Game Pass.
Oh,
And
you
then
clever person. You should have told me this.
Went back to GOG. You should still be able to do it.
Oh,
Or was
yeah,
it just that day?
I don't know. I'll check and see.
It might have just been that day, and I didn't even think about it because I just assumed that.
No, I've never
same
bought
thing.
a Witcher game, so which is weird because I think I own the first two on GOG of all places.
So yeah, I downloaded the Xbox version. Didn't play it. I just downloaded it.
Oh, for those who are
And
wondering, GOG, good old games.
and went back over to the GOG launcher and linked all my accounts. And it's like, hey, you've got a copy of The Witcher. Do you want to get the PC version for free? And I said, yes, I do.
Man, I am gonna abuse that if it's still active.
I don't know if it is, but I don't remember if it was just for that day or if there is a little bit of time that you can get it.
Witcher free.
So yeah,
Witcher 3 is free with GOG Galaxy 2.0 if you own it. You can claim it until June 23rd, so I have 3 days. So you have until the day this comes out live if I release it to the public that day.
So I'll put a message in the Facebook group. I think I did, but I'll make sure.
If you remind me, or if you remember, we can put the show up late, like Monday night.
Okay. Yeah, just go in, download the game. You may have to launch the game and then turn it off.
It has to be on there long enough for the console to say, "Hey, you played this game."
Yeah,
you might have to get an achievement. We don't know.
As long as all of your Xbox account is linked on GOG, it'll recognize it and it'll say you can download it for free.
Man, thanks, Game Pass.
So yeah, exactly. I wasn't sure if that was going to work or not. I didn't know if maybe it was checking to see if there was some sort of purchase or if it was just linked to your account or whatever. But it recognized it. I downloaded the game, so I have a copy of The Witcher 3 on PC for free, which is nice because now I can go in and play with mods and stuff like that on Shadow and finally play the game that I have said I needed to play for a long time and have never actually played it.
But you've been reading the books, right?
I have read one of the books. I think there's a bunch of them. So.
Are they good reads or tough reads? I forget which.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
So,
it's probably better to read than like the Five Nights at Freddy's books.
Well, yeah, they were books first before they were TV shows or video games or anything like that.
Man, can you imagine how good Five Nights at Freddy's would be if it was a book first?
It would be interesting. I'd read I mean, I haven't read them, but I would read a Five Nights at Freddy's book if it's good.
I have a spare one.
If it's not good, I don't.
Thanks to Jason for sending me one for Christmas. I was like, I already have this book, guy, and he's like, oh. So yeah, I have two of the first volume.
I just finished listening to the Ahsoka novel at work this week.
Oh.
So.
Cool.
But yeah, aside from 30 minutes of The Witcher, I literally played through the part of the tutorial, got like the first little quest that I had to go do for someone, and haven't played the game since. I haven't had a chance to get in and play it.
Yeah,
Um,
you haven't gotten the famous bathtub scene or anything.
well, that's the very first thing you see
Oh,
in the
okay. Well,
game.
that's all you need. You're good to go.
So, like that is how the game starts with that scene. So, you don't have to wait long to see that scene if you really want to see it. Um, but yeah, so I played through that. I played through the little bit of that. And the other thing that I've played, the thing I actually have played the most is Diner Dash on my phone, which is a weird um, pull for me. I don't really play a lot of those games like that. Um, but if you Diner Dash is one of those time management sims. So, you play as Flo, and she's come to this town and it's run down, and you have to rebuild the town basically by becoming a waitress and running a restaurant. And the
You,
more cust
yeah,
the more customers you serve, and
that's
you
how it
know
works in real life. You just open a
exactly,
restaurant to save an entire uh, population.
exactly. I mean, if it's not through the power of dance with like the elite beat agents, the power of food will save the world. It's going to happen. So, but it's the type of game where you have a bunch of different types of customers and they have different traits. Like some of them will order food twice, some of them eat slowly, some of them order slowly, um, things like that. And you have to try to manage all of that to get the most points possible to earn the most stars, which lets you unlock different things. Like you have to rebuild a miniature golf course, and you can pick different things like the color of the ground, the fence that goes around it, what the volcano in the middle of one of the holes looks like. And
Okay.
so I I've played that more this week than I ever thought I would. It's one of those games that I played once a long time ago. My wife loves Diner Dash, and she's played tons of them. Um, it's really
That was what originally like a either a flash game or a Facebook game, wasn't it?
it was a Big Fish, Shockwave, something like that. I think Shockwave
Okay.
is what um,
Well,
I
Shockwave might as well just be Flash. I mean, it wasn't,
basically,
but it was.
yeah. So that's really all I played this week is those two things.
Okay.
Aside from Paladins with my son and Borderlands a couple of nights. So
Well, that's like me saying I played Destiny.
yeah, Paladins and Borderlands right now is the fallback. What I've been playing pretty much every night.
Okay, that's cool.
But you have a new game on Switch to talk about.
I mean, new for Switch, yes, but
Yeah, it's
uh,
it's it's an old game, but it's new to the Switch.
it's a 2008 game,
Gosh, I
actually.
can't. I can't. I looked when I saw that. I thought it was. I thought I was losing my mind. I didn't realize it was that old. I thought
Yeah,
it was a
this,
10-year-old game and not a 12-year-old.
yeah, it was an interesting conversation we had about that. The game in question, though, is Burnout Paradise Remastered. As you may remember, this game came out in January 2008.
Mm-hmm. For the 360 and the PS3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is, for me, it's a very different thing when you go to launch it on the Switch because you just go to the icon and you hit, yeah, I want to play this. Whereas the PS3 version, you would go to the icon on there once the disc is loaded up, or if you download it, it doesn't really matter at this point. But it would actually load up on the menu and start playing Paradise City. You haven't even launched the game yet, and it's like, heck yeah, I like this. So it's a little different on the launch up, but you actually go into the game, you get that familiar Paradise City music playing. It's like, yeah,
I
this
remember
game
this.
is 12 years old.
Yeah.
Oh man. Uh, and I was talking to Tony about this, and I think I was either I had to have been out of college by the time I got this, or like it was definitely my last semester, somewhere in that area.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if I was in the dorms playing this or not. So a little questionable, but man, it's kind of nice playing this on a widescreen TV for once. Was the downside of college was I only had a CRT and I had all the newest consoles.
So you're playing all those HD games in glorious SD.
Exactly. I think the number one offender of the SD or HD console to SD TV was Dead Rising, but that's a different story. I'll complain about that later, I'm sure.
I think I remember Fable having some
No,
issues.
Fable was like great.
Was it?
Yeah, Fable ran pretty good. The issue, no. I take that back. I played Fable on original Xbox. The Dead Rising thing was you couldn't read what anyone was saying because the script, text on there was made for HD and didn't work on SD.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I don't,
Capcom.
Capcom.
I sent them a very worded email about how dumb they were for that choice. So yeah, back to Burnout Paradise. So yeah, this is the remastered. It's on PS4, Xbox One, and apparently it's on PC, and it's on Nintendo Switch now. Came out Friday.
So does it actually run really well on the Switch?
Yeah, it runs surprisingly well. I was expecting like some kind of downgraded version compared this is this is an EA game, but
Hmm.
I think it was Criterion. They did a pretty good job for the port on this to Switch. So yeah, I've been playing it. It's great. Uh, it is Burnout Paradise. You open world driving around wherever you want on this map within the confines of the road, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, Crashing into stuff, boosting, unlocking vehicles, doing races. It's all there if you've played the original. If this also comes with like all, I think there was like 8 things of DLC included with this or something. So as soon as you have the ability to access the garage, or not the garage, what junkyard, the wreck yard, whatever it's called, where when you wreck a vehicle, you go to the junkyard and you get like a restored version of the vehicle you just wrecked. So from your collection, so that way you can use that, like your opponent's vehicles, we'll say.
Hmm.
And so as soon as you have access to that, you can go and grab like some of the best cars in the game and use them early on. So I may be using the not Knight Rider car right now. And it goes extremely fast. It can take a beating, and I am maybe speeding my way through a bunch of races on there just to get to the higher up content right now, so that way I don't have to waste my
Hmm.
time on the lower tier stuff.
Doing a little min maxing to try to get through this game as fast as you can.
Yeah, and totally not using the not Ecto one.
Okay.
That's in
I
there, and
believe.
I want to use it, but I'm not going to right now anyway.
I mean, if it's there, you have to use it.
Yeah, but it's actually not the Ecto one. It's like a different vehicle, but it's the Ecto one.
It's Ecto One spelled with a K.
I forget what they called it, but it looks like it, but it looks different enough that you're like, that's not Ecto one, but it looks close.
Yeah.
Like if you saw it far away, you're like, oh my god, it's a Ghostbuster car,
It's the
and then you
we've
get
made
closer, you're
this
like, oh,
we've made this look as close to it as possible without being able to get sued.
exactly. Like with the Knight Rider car I was mentioning, it does it. The description's like denied by the government, built secretly, but it's not. What is it? Kip? Is that the name of the car?
Kit, Kitt.
Kit, but it's not Kit.
Yeah.
And the thing that it would do on the front is actually on the back when you're boosting instead. The lines going back and forth.
Hmm.
And sadly, there is no Hasselhoff in the driver's seat.
Oh.
Actually, there's no one in the driver's seats in these cars. They're sentient cars.
So it really is Kit.
Pretty much, yeah. But I just been blazing across the town in this car on this game. It, it's still just as fun as it was when it originally came out. If you haven't played it before and you're a fan of the Burnout, well, I guess if you're a fan of Burnout series, you probably would have already played this. If you want a portable version, I would say this is a great version to get because it runs pretty good on Switch. I don't get to say that about a lot of Switch games, but uh, I've been having a blast with it. I just got it downloaded today and been playing it for several hours. It was great.
Yeah.
The one complaint I have on here is the music. I can't sort it the way I want. Like I want to sort by genre,
Hmm.
and I can't do that. So it's really I don't want to have to go through each individual song to get rid of what I don't want to listen to
Yeah.
because the music in this game is very dated to when the game came out. So you'll have like some Kill Switch Engage, of course Paradise City, but I'm not getting rid of Paradise City. But it's like I don't really care about My Curse by Kill Switch Engage. Sure, it sounds great, but then you actually get into the song itself after that one little part, and then it's like, yeah, get that crap out of here. So that's really my one complaint. And then also the music's kind of quiet. Even if you turn it all the way up to 11, yes, 11, it's still very quiet and hard to hear. And they do keep some part of the game stuck back in its original uh, 2008 form. The tutorial stuff. There's like your opening thing on there. You hear a lady talking, and it's like I could hear everything just fine, but and then you started the game and the volume changed. I could barely hear her, so I went to turn up the volume, and then she got done talking, and this guy starts talking instead, and you hear him more often.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, I got to turn this crap back down now because he's way too loud. Nothing that a patch couldn't fix, but I'm pretty sure you only hear her the one time and then never again. So it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Uh, but like I said, nothing a patch couldn't fix if it is an issue. A similar game that had, or a game that had a similar issue, I should say, was Metal Wolf Chaos. Because when that came out, oh man, the sound differentials in that game. Oh man, it was all over the place. Like cutscenes were super loud, but gameplay was super quiet, and there was no middle ground until they patched it immediately after a bunch of complaints. But this one, it's not really a big complaint. It's just something to note when you first start if you're not looking forward to, or if you were not aware of that. We'll go
Yeah.
with.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got a bunch of content accessible right away in this game, and it's pretty awesome.
That's good. It's one of those games that people still look really fondly on, and
Mm-hmm.
I think come back to, and are would be interested in coming back to on a new platform, especially if it's one that they can take with them. And does it have any kind of like split screen multiplayer or anything?
I don't think it has split screen. Did I don't think the original had split screen, did it?
I don't know.
I don't think it did because it was it. I know there was like a heavier focus on multiplayer online with that at the time. Um, yeah, I would have to turn it on and check. And if I think I still have the original game. I don't know. I'll have to look and see if I saw my PS3 version, and I might see if there's any differences or what how big of a quality difference there is in the graphics department compared to
Yeah.
Switch. If I had it on PS4, I could do another comparison with that too.
It's one of those I may have to try, like may have to pick up and see because I've been interested in the Burnout games and I've not really played very many of them in the past.
My favorite one to play was I think the first one on 360. It wasn't Burnout Paradise though. I can't remember what it was, but it was like one of my first games, and I got it like really cheap. There was no case with it or anything, so I had like the little cheap plastic case for it that looks like a CD, just a regular CD case,
Hmm.
but it wasn't a jewel case. But I had a lot of fun with that Burnout game because it was like do your races, and I think you like crash and launch a guy out the window at a target and stuff. So I had a lot of fun with that sort of thing. Or I might be thinking of a completely different game. I don't know. It's been years. Because we're really old on this podcast.
That's true. We are. Me
So,
especially.
old man Tony.
That's me.
So yeah, Burnout Paradise remastered on Switch. Pretty awesome.
Nice. I think it's. I want to say it's 40, but I don't.
You know what? Give me a second and I'll have a price for you. Looks
It's.
like it's what 50 at Target, or were they nuts?
It may be.
You know what? Let me go to the Nintendo's page. Let's see what they have. Loading, loading. If it's telling me downloaded, that's how much it
Yes.
costs. Downloaded.
Well, there you go. It is free for you at this point.
Here, I'll give you a link. You can look up the price.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Doing it live, people.
That's how we do it here. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Oh, It's 50.
Okay, so Target pricing is correct. $50. Oh my gosh.
I was thinking it was
You
just 40.
you know what? If you really want the portability of that, $50, that's a little steep. Wait for it to go on sale. If you have a PS4 and Xbox One and you don't mind playing it on those, $20. You're welcome.
There you
If
go.
you have a 360 and you don't mind, $3.52 on eBay. That's what it says right now on this ad for the eBay one.
Well, there you go. You can get it from a various range of prices. I don't know that $50 is really that bad.
I wouldn't
Uh,
pay $50 for this, Tony.
I don't know how much work has gone into this version of it compared to the other ones.
It's got I don't know what all the DLC originally was on here, but this has like 8 sets of DLC included on it already,
Mhm.
including whatever that island DLC thing is, where you get like motorcycles. So all that's on there. There's like the toy cars set on there, legendary cars, some other things. I would say get if it falls down to 20 fairly quickly, hop on it then. Otherwise, unless you just can't wait, then go ahead and get it for 50 for whatever your reasoning may be.
Okay.
But
There you go.
but $20 is probably where I would draw the line on a remaster of a game that really hasn't changed that much at all.
Yeah. All right. That's one I'll definitely be keeping my eye on. I imagine it'll probably come down in price pretty.
Oh yeah, I think the bottom will drop out of that quick. Yeah, they'll be trying to just get those off the shelves by dropping the price.
There you go.
And I need a drink of water because I am having trouble talking.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. You can get a drink of water. I'll grab some Kool-Aid, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the news.
Joke's on you, I'm drinking the water right now.
Ugh. That's right. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now.
Kool-Aid.
Grape. Ethan, there was a bunch of stuff sort of announced this week. Even though
Sort of
E3
announced, yes.
even though E3 didn't happen, we still got some announcements this week. One of them
Dude,
was
E3 didn't happen, but it's totally been happening like for the last couple of weeks.
it has. It's just been stretched out a little bit. We got one leak this week that actually has since been confirmed, and that is the
That
release or
Spider-Man Miles Morales is
half the length of the original Spider-Man
oh
on
no.
PS4.
No,
Um,
it's actually a standalone game, but that's not what Tony was talking about. I just wanted to
I am
interrupt.
talking about Crash Bandicoot. And people are calling it Crash Bandicoot 4, but this would not be Crash Bandicoot 4 because there's been a lot of Crash Bandicoot games.
Well, it'd be like
Um,
saying Super Mario Brothers 5 comes out. Or four? No, five.
Well, technically,
Four. Four. Number four.
see, in Japan, Super Mario World is called Super Mario Brothers 4.
Okay.
So it couldn't be that.
So over here it would be Super Mario Brothers 2.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. No, the game is called Crash Bandicoot. It's About Time, which is a clever play
A
on.
very clever wordplay.
Uh, we don't really know a lot about the game other than it is real. It has been confirmed. We've seen some screenshots of it, and it'll be out later this year on PS4 and Xbox, and I think PC.
Calling it now. Spyro 4. It's gonna happen.
Probably. I think there's been enough of a resurgence of both Crash and Spyro over the last couple of years with those collections that have come out that
Yeah,
both
but
of
I
those
mean, you
franchises.
would think there would have been a resurgence of Spyro thanks to the Skylanders stuff,
Well,
but
to be fair, there was not a lot of Spyro in Skylanders. They just used his name on that first game. And then after that, the Spyro part disappeared and it was just Skylanders.
and people went nuts for Skylanders.
So,
It was the Beanie Babies of 2012.
12. So,
So yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4. It's
it
about time.
it will be happening. I imagine we'll probably get like a big reveal here in the next couple of weeks now that the game is out or has been leaked and confirmed.
Yeah, it was like the leak comes out and it's like that name is too on the nose to be real. But I hope it is. And then it's like, yeah, it's confirmed to be real.
Yep,
Yes.
and it was totally real.
That's great.
So, uh, and then aside from that, the biggest thing that I guess happened this week was EA did their EA Play 2020 presentation, which was about 45 minutes long, and they announced a few things.
Mm-hmm.
The first of which is that Apex Legends is coming to the Switch later this year,
Meh.
which I think a lot of people got kind of excited for. But
Eh.
to go along with, I'm not a. I've played like 2 hours of Apex Legends. I don't like battle royales that much,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not super excited about this announcement. But to go along with it, they also announced that crossplay would be coming, and it would be available on all platforms. So
Oh,
PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC.
nice.
Um, all of those systems will have crossplay.
That's very nice.
So
It's like as much as I hate that or hate that game or battle royales in general, crossplay. The more people that use it, the more we'll see it in other stuff that's not
I'm
battle royale.
I think this coming generation is going to be defined by crossplay.
I'm
Uh,
looking forward to when crossplay comes to Destiny 2.
yeah, that would be nice.
It would be.
That would be very nice. Um, but yeah, I think we're going to see that most online multiplayer games, if they're on multiple systems, will have crossplay. I think
I think
people
we
are
would have already been at this step a long time ago if Sony had been holding us all back.
yeah. Um, I think that was the biggest roadblock to it. When you've got Microsoft as the only real big push behind crossplay to start with, and then Nintendo started to get in. When Nintendo started to get in on the crossplay
That's when
fund before
Sony
Sony
caved.
did, you're like, okay, Sony, you gotta stop, and we've got to do this crossplay.
Sony, your excuse for protecting the children, it's a little wishy washy now that Nintendo's even like, hey guys, we got this too.
Yeah. So, EA announced another game coming called Lost in Random,
Okay.
which is being described as like a Tim Burton game about
Hmm.
dice. So,
That's as random as you can get on a description. Good job.
exactly. There's just a short little trailer that was shown off for it. That's what a lot of this stuff was short little trailers.
Okay.
A, a new 3v3 arena battler called Rocket Arena, which is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Looks very much like that Overwatch style game, um, where two teams of three, each player with a different character that has their own unique abilities. Uh, this one was focused all on rockets. You saw characters rocket jumping, firing, big rockets at each other, small clusters of rockets. They are going crazy with the rocket theme in the game.
So this is a game I probably hate. Great.
Uh,
But I'm sure people will talk good about it
Comes
somewhere.
out on July 14th.
Oh, wow.
I don't know for sure whether this is a free to play game or if it's more like Overwatch where you have to buy the game and then uh, there's also in game.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing, or we should be seeing more of those free to start games. Then you can like buy your characters more and more often.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
we,
I I, th-
hmm?
I think that's going to be another big trend with games like Overwatch, Apex Legends, Paladins, um, those types of things becoming really popular, where you can download the game, and then of course League of Legends and all of those types of things.
But that
But
also
being able,
depends on the current class action lawsuit against loot boxes against lawsuit with Apple.
I mean, I that's going to have some impact on it, but I think you're gonna see them
It's going to
switch
change
to
the loot box side of it anyway.
yeah.
So we might see like people shying away from certain styles, but the gameplay type would still exist, I'm sure.
And it may be something like it's $10 and then you can purchase, individual characters or
Yeah,
tons of
you would buy
cosmetics.
your credit in game and then spend the credit on characters instead of random rolls, and they might throw in like random rolls included with whatever you're buying. It's like, hey, here's this bonus random roll that you get with buying this character.
Yeah,
That's like one of your workarounds then.
exactly.
And if anyone uses that idea, please send me a check.
You can have a free copy of the game. That's what you get.
I will send you a signed copy of Bullet Witch if you were to send me that.
Hey, there you go. They showed off a little bit more gameplay for Star Wars Squadrons, which
Nice.
looked really good. Like, give me a good space shooter, and
I was wondering
I'm
what was with all the Star Wars stuff I was seeing recently.
yeah. It's because EA announced this new Star Wars game. Uh, they also during this announced that they are going to be supporting the Switch more, and that they have plans for at least 7 games right now coming to the Switch over the next year.
All games you played before
Uh,
on the Wii.
I would not be surprised.
We got
Uh,
we got the FIFA 2001.
we're not going to go there. No.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
When their current support is just re-releases of the same FIFA game every year with the number on the cover changed and
Just
nothing
changing the
in the
color
game.
of shoelaces.
Exactly. Um, I would not be surprised at all if all of these are previously released games that just get ports over to the Switch. Not It would not surprise me in the least.
That would be
And
the very EA thing to do, and people
we
will call
don't
them out, and
do
EA won't say a word about it. So, and then we don't
I
get
would
EA games on the Nintendo stuff ever again for another
I
couple
would
of years.
I would not be surprised if there's not a single new game in this bunch. So I would be pleasantly surprised if it happened, but I would also not be surprised.
Man, remember when EA made great games for like Nintendo and Sega?
I do.
Man, that was crazy times.
And then the biggest announcement from them during this was that Skate is coming. Skate 4 is real. It is happening. They didn't show off anything for the game. They just said it's coming.
Is Tony Hawk gonna be in it?
Probably not since he's got his own game coming.
So what? Sean White? Probably.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I
uh,
associate Sean White more with like snowboarding,
snowboarding, which is, I
which
guess it's not really weird because he has done both. And he's
yeah,
been in the X
he
Games
does
for a couple
both. Yeah, crazy world,
But yeah,
man.
I do sort of also associate him more with winter sports than skateboarding and stuff. So
It's either they're associating with like Carrot Top because of the red hair, but that's just mean.
don't
Yeah,
put him
nah,
and
nah,
Carrot Top in the same
nah.
conversation.
They're Sean White is definitely not Carrot Top. I'm sure he would beat him any day of the week in a fight, but I'm not here to judge
So,
because I'm sure Carrot Top would be a great person to meet if you met him in person.
oh, he might be. You never know.
Unlike, you know what? I don't need to go on a tangent right now.
Yeah, let's not go here. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company announced, I think it was on Tuesday, that they would be doing a Pokemon presentation on Thursday, and that happened, and they announced a few new things.
Hmm.
One is Pokemon Smile, which I swear I remember hearing that title before during one of their Pokemon presentations.
I remember
Um,
Pokemon Sleep, and I don't think that's
maybe that's
happened
what I'm
yet.
thinking of. That hasn't happened yet, no. But Pokemon Smile is a an app that you get for your phone that's designed for children to help them make brushing their teeth more fun. Um, and so you when they open up the app, it has these really adorable like hand drawn versions of some Pokemon, and it shows them where in their mouth they're supposed to brush their teeth, and things are happening with Pokemon on screen. They're bouncing around and doing things. Uh, I think you can catch Pokemon by brushing your teeth. I haven't played with the app. I don't know all
I
of the
Yeah, I was about to ask,
intricacies.
what does catching Pokemon that thing do? I don't understand.
And then it's also got a photo mode where you can like have a hat, basically a Pokemon sit on your head like a hat, and you can take pictures of
Like
yourself.
Tony with the Squirtle on his head.
Yeah, that's the one thing I did in the app to see uh, what you could do. Um, but yeah, there's not a ton to it. It's not obviously designed for older people. It's for small kids who are learning to brush their teeth and to get them into the habit of brushing their teeth and making it fun while they do it.
At the low,
Uh,
low cost of having a smartphone.
exactly. Uh, they also announced a new game called Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is like a match three puzzle game. There's some more to it, but it looked a little bit like a match three game or a
Okay.
Tsum Tsum style game uh, with Pokemon. And
Okay.
it's coming to both Switch and mobile. And it's free to start. It'll have in-app purchases, and it comes out on Tuesday, I believe. So not
Yay.
that far away from that. And then the biggest thing from the Pokemon presentation was that we are getting a brand new Pokemon Snap.
Yes.
It is coming back. It is on the Switch,
We
and
asked
it
for it,
looks
they delivered.
they finally gave us Pokemon Snap, and it's called New Pokemon Snap. So they're tossing that new title in front of it. So when the second game comes out, it'll be New Pokemon Snap 2, 30 years from now, uh, when they finally decide to bring it back. And it is very much like the old N64 game. You were riding around on rails taking pictures of Pokemon, except this time in HD and not on the N64.
It looks great.
It looks really good.
And you can tell they were having fun with a bunch of the stuff on there. They're like the Squirtle riding on the back of the Lapras,
Hmm.
or the Magikarp flopping around, and then you see the bird. I don't know what the bird was, but the bird just flies out and takes the Magikarp, and so it's like rip,
Sorry, that Magikarp is dinner now.
pretty much. Man,
So
it's gonna be great to see that game come out.
yeah, I am very excited about this. I didn't get a chance to play the first one. I've only seen a few videos on YouTube about Pokemon Snap.
Oh
Uh,
man, it was pretty fun to play.
but I'm really looking forward to this one, and I think the kids will have a ball.
It's like the
playing.
original. If you had like a memory card for your N64, you could put that in the back of the controller, save your images to it from the game,
Hmm.
and then you could go to like Best Buy and print them out in a kiosk or something.
This is almost certain to have social media integration with it, where you can just upload your pictures to Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then they also said that that's not all. There's more information coming this week. On the 24th, they are doing another Pokemon presentation where it's expected that something new is going to be announced.
We're gonna talk about Pokemon. What the next part of the expansion that we know nothing about, or
It's not going to be Pokemon Sword and Shield related, as far as I know.
I wonder
So
what it'll be about.
my guess is it'll probably be the next Let's Go game, because
Yeah.
they've talked in the past about alternating between the Let's Go games and the next in
All
the
right. All right. All
proper
right.
Pokemon games.
All
So
right. Pokemon Let's Go EV2. Here we go.
I want Let's Go Bidoof.
Get out.
What?
Get out. Door's right there.
Okay, sorry, I'm out. See ya. Or Let's Go Doug Trio.
That'd be all right.
I saw some people on Twitter this week say after this announcement, they were like, "It's going to be Let's Go Johto," or whatever
Yeah, they
that
were basing
is.
that off of all the Johto Pokemon references behind. Uh, oh, what's his name? That was in the video.
Yeah,
And it's like maybe that's just his favorite Pokemon game. I don't know.
it could be. Some
It
people,
could be it could be a bait and switch. We don't know. We've seen Reggie go on stage plenty of times for Nintendo stuff wearing like a Metroid pin, and then what? And then we haven't got Metroid Prime in a number of years still.
that's true. A lot of people hoping and praying it may be Gen 4 remakes,
That's yeah okay.
possibly. So
I want to remake a Black and White too. No reason at all. Just do it.
just black. How about a remake of Black and then White 2? Just
Sure.
mix it up a little bit.
Okay. You have to play Black one and then White two. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. And then next year we'll get White and Black 2.
Download only.
Oh, don't. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. So, yeah, we don't have long to wait for whatever that is going to be. And then Nintendo ended the week, and this is our last news story as well, saying that on Monday they will be doing a 35-minute long Smash Brothers Direct uh, about the first character in the next season or battle brawler pass or whatever they're calling it, which is the Arms character.
They said not to expect
Um,
anything about any
yeah,
other fighter.
is that
Uh,
they are only talking about Arms. They're not going to give teases about who would be after that.
and
Nothing. It is
and then they're
whoever
gonna
the
do it
Arms.
anyway. I bet.
They may, um, but I would rather them, you know, temper those expectations and then have people surprised and excited about something than expecting something and then just going online and saying, well, why didn't we get this? We wanted this. Why didn't we get this? And so at least they're saying we're only talking about this one character. The question's I want to know who it's gonna be. Like the easy bet would be Springman because he is sort of the face of that franchise. Um, but I think internet favorites would be Twintel and Min Min uh,
See,
as the ones that
at
they would
this
like to see
point,
more.
Tony's just making up random words and throwing them together.
No, those are actual characters in Arms.
I've never played that game.
It was fun. I played through, or I played some of their previews when they would give you like a weekend to play as much of the game as you wanted, and then you'd lose access to it. I have not bought the game. I've only ever played what you could do when they let you play for free. But I had fun the few times I did play it.
Free. That's how they get you roped
Free.
in.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll know on Monday. Let me see if I can remember what time that is. I didn't write down the time.
Oh no. Well, this isn't awkward at all now.
So I saw it just a second ago. Where'd it go?
Did you rebuild a picnic table? I'm going through
No,
Facebook looking for something.
I bought a new one. It's 9 a.m. Central Time
Okay.
on Monday. So, yes, our old picnic table was falling apart, and we bought a new picnic table today.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not finding the thing I'm looking for, by the way. But that's the only reason I'm looking through Facebook right now.
So, well, there you go. That is it. Do you have any other thing that you want to talk about before we head out?
No, not really.
Well, in that case, that will be the show. So, thank you very much for being here this week, Ethan.
You're welcome, Tony. That's the way the show ends. Just like a kind of a forced comment made. It's all about the banter.
If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.